have a few people with us, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And hopefully, you guys will make some comments and help us out because it's so much more fun when you guys make comments. Good morning, welcome to our Instagram Live. If you had a chance to go to jaaz.org and download the document we're going to talk about, great. If not, that's okay. I'm going to show it to you today, right here. So, we've been talking about a lot of things in our Instagram Live. We've been talking about financial literacy, entrepreneurship, work readiness. Every day, every week is a little different. So today, we're talking about what do you need to make a business successful? And success means a lot of different things to everyone. So we're going to talk about what do you need to get it started, what is your idea, and what are your goals. So my question for you, and make sure to let me know your comments and your feedback, is do any of you want to start a business? Do you think you would want to be a business owner? Do you have an idea, an interest? Anyone think that they, either now or when they're older, would like to start a business? That's one question that I'll ask. So there's some things to think about. You need to have some financial literacy, some awareness of money when you're starting your own business or when maybe you're buying someone's business and taking it over for yourself. So come on over here, take a look at this. These are some things that you want to think about when you are starting a business.
Elle wants to start a dance company.
Okay, Elle, so I might use you as an example for this. That is a great idea. So Elle, thank you. If you don't mind, I'm going to use your dance company as an idea. Anyone else have any other suggestions on what they would want to start a business? So you having an idea is the first step, right? You need to have a big idea. So some things to think about is I am uniquely qualified because. So what makes you qualified to have that dance company or to run a pet sitting company like our guest last week talked about? What are your qualifications? What makes you special to do that idea? I am passionate about my idea because an invention, a tool, a product, or a service. So this really helps you focus on really clarifying to yourself and to your potential customers. This is why you should come to my business, because I have these qualifications, I'm passionate about it, I have experience about it. So this big idea is an important one to start.
Elle said she has been dancing for 8 years.
Okay, great. And the older you get, Elle, the more opportunities you have, the more experience you have. You can add that to, you can say, for 10 years, for 12 years. That is great. All right, well, we're going to jump on over to this section to think about when you're thinking about having your own business. What are your goals? Are your goals to help, to make something, to complete something, to get, to understand? Now, I know you might say my goal is to make money, which, yes, in a business, you want to make money, but you also need to have a bigger goal, a bigger purpose for your business. So maybe if you are a service-based business, you really want to help someone by selling something or doing something that would help them. You want to make $1 million. Do you want to make $5? What is your goal? Is your goal to complete something or to get? All right, so anyone have an idea how they could use their big idea and talk about what their goal is? And it might be more than one. It might be to help others, to get a studio of my own, talking about Elle. It might be to make something that everyone needs to use in their everyday life. Any ideas for this bubble right here? All right, so we have our big idea, and then what do you want to do with that idea?
To help people that can't pay for dance classes so they can still learn how to dance.
Oh, that's great. So you might have, you might have a nonprofit in mind, where kind of like Junior Achievement, where we help people. There is still money to be made, but it's directed in a different way than all one way. So that's great. That's a great idea. So you have your big idea, something you're very talented at or you're qualified for. You have your goals. And then look over here. This is more the practical bubble here for your business. What I need to start. So if you're thinking about a business that you could start today, tomorrow, next year, or when you're an adult, you need to think about what kind of time do I need to create this? What space do I have? If you're going to have that dance studio, you're going to need a lot more space than maybe someone who's doing pet sitting or babysitting. You're going to need a facility. What people do I need to start? Are you going to be a entrepreneur on your own? Do you need employees? Do you need investors? What people do you need to help you create this dream to become a reality? What education do you need? Do you need education? Do you need a degree? Do you need a certificate? Do you need training? Do you need ongoing learning? So education and knowledge go together. You might not need 4-year degree, but you do need some education to help you get your business off the ground. Anyone have any suggestions or ideas of what they might need for their idea? I'm putting you on the spot, Elle. What do you think you would need to start on your business?
She said I need employees.
Employees. Yeah, you probably would teach some, right? But you need other people. So you would need people, you need time, you need space. And probably every business starting needs money, right? It might be a different amount. You might have investors. You might use your savings. But this is really a big thing to think about is what do you need to start? You can have a great idea. You can have really high goals, but you really need to be practical and think about what do I really need to get this started. So those are some things to think about. I have 3 different business owners that I'm going to read to you about their experience, and I want you to think about while I'm reading about them, these bubbles here. What was their big idea? What were their goals, and what did they need to start? Okay, so as I'm reading, if you hear the answer to what is the big idea, what they needed to start, or their goals, feel free to type it in, and let's see. Let's see if you've heard of these people or these companies. I don't know. So the first one is about this lady named Meg Whitman. And I didn't know about her until I read this. You guys have heard of eBay. That was way before all these other online places existed. But Meg Whitman signed on as president and CEO of eBay in 1998 and steered the online marketplace to an international prominence. Her expertise in brand building combined with her consumer technology experience, ding, 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 I hear what her qualifications are. It helped her shape the world of e-commerce. In 2005, Time named her one of the world's 100 most influential people. Today, the company claims more than 97 million active users worldwide. Whitman was named president and CEO of Hewlett-Packard in 2011. Okay, have you guys heard of eBay? Do you use eBay? Someone does. There's a lot of people, millions of people. Did you hear what her big idea was and her unique talents? All right, let me read a couple more things on the back of my paper here. So what she said, this is a quote from her. It says, I helped shape this well-known online marketplace where you buy what you want and sell what you have. Okay. In 2005, Fortune magazine listed her as the most powerful woman in business. And in 2010, the total value of goods sold using eBay was $62 billion. That was more than $2,000 every second. So, do you think she was successful? Do you think eBay was or is successful? Yeah, their goal was to really be, a leader in the industry, and I think they were. Any comments about Meg or eBay? Did we get anyone? Okay, well, I'm going to leave her up here. She's fascinating. Very fascinating. So there's Meg. All right, I'm going to read about another one. Remember, I want you to think about what their big idea was, what they needed to start, and what you think their goals were. All right, so this guy, his name is Robert Stevens. Again, I'd never heard of him, but I did hear about his business called the Geek Squad. Anyone heard of the Geek Squad? Yeah. Okay, so with $200 in savings, college student Robert Stevens founded Geek Squad in 1994. So when it said what he needed to start, he only had $200 in his savings. And you'll hear, he made it into a huge business. Today, the company employs highly skilled computing technicians who handle technology fixes in devices worldwide. Even though the company is no longer owned by Stevens, he continues to look for ways to grow the business, increase its marketplace influence, and keep the 20,000 Geek Squad staff trained in computer support and delivery. So you might know that the Geek Squad, you've heard it in Best Buy, and they have special cars I think they drive and fix things. So he sold his company to Best Buy in 2002. Now, he was doing really, really well, and I'm sure Best Buy came in and said, "We like your idea, can we buy it?" And he said, "Absolutely." And he moved on to do other things. I think that was a really smart decision for him. Who else thinks that was smart for him to sell his business to Best Buy? I think so. All right, did he have a lot of money to start with? He didn't, but did he have a big idea? Yeah, he really did. Let me read a couple more things on the back if you have any comments. No? Okay. So, Robert saw a business opportunity in the 1990s to help service new computers. So this was brand new, and he said, aha, there's a need. People need help with technology. So he started his business. His idea was to hire computer technicians who would go to customers' homes, dress like 1960s nerds, and make in-home repairs. So I don't know if they still do that now, but that was his original idea. And then, like I said, he sold the company to Best Buy in 2002. So pretty smart. He was in college. He had a big idea. He had some background, and he decided, this is what I'm going to do. He had some goals. All right. So there's the Geek Squad. Robert, I'm going to read about one more. Any comments or questions, let us know. We're talking about big idea, what they needed to start, and their goals. Now, this guy, you might not have heard of him, but you might have eaten something that he created. All right, so I'm not gonna show you yet. I'll read it and then I'll tell you who it is. So this person was passionate about popcorn. Okay, the big idea, one of the things is, what are you passionate about? What are you excited about? What are your skills? So he was passionate about popcorn. You can be passionate about anything and make it into a business. That is the truth. He dedicated his life to the search for the perfect popping corn. Corn varieties that would pop light and fluffy with few unpopped kernels. Okay, so his goal was to find that perfect popping corn. It took many years, however, to perfect corn with superior taste. By 1944, his product could be found in the first supermarkets. Through trial and error, he learned that controlling moisture was critically important to keep the product fresh from harvest to packaging. With his trademark bow tie and folksy appearance, he became a perfect pitchman for his tasty farm-grown product. Does anyone have a guess? Your parents probably know who this is, but I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He still has a product on the shelves. Does anyone know who this popcorn guy is? Nowadays, there's a ton of different types of popcorns, but back, a long time ago, this guy started it all. Any guesses? Go ask your parents, they'll probably know. The popcorn guy that wore a bow tie? Any guesses? It's kind of a long name. All right, his name is Orville Redenbacher. Anyone heard of him? I'm not surprised.
We got one.
Yeah? Okay, yeah, so I bet if you're like, you can Google him, you'll see the brand, you'll see what it looks like. Your parents probably have bought that kind of popcorn before. So let me read a little bit more about Orville and his popcorn business. So it says, he began growing corn when he was 12 years old in his hometown of Brazil, Indiana. So at 12 years old, he started working with corn, and it grew, literally and figuratively, into a very big business. In 1928, I earned my Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, and I used my new knowledge of science to perfect my product, one of America's favorite snacks. Okay, so he went to school, so he got some knowledge of what I need to know. He went to school, he had some more background in addition to his passion. And then the last thing, when it started, it was new. Microwave popcorn was a new concept and sold everywhere. And the tagline is, it's fluffier than the rest, or my name isn't Orville Redenbacher. That was the tagline of his business. So all three of these business people are great examples of, they had a big idea, and it really is what they were really interested in, what they were passionate about, what they were good at. And then they made some goals. All of their goals was to help people in some way or another, right? So they all did that. and then what they needed to start. They needed some money, they needed some experience, they needed the Geek Squad needed technicians, so they all needed something. And they worked really hard, and they were successful in many different ways, financially and other ways. So I'm so excited to hear about you, what you guys want to do in your future, if you want to have any businesses. And remember, it can start when you're young, it can start small. $200 is what he started with, and all of these businesses grew to be something great. Any other comments before we wrap up? All right, we're so glad you're here. And if you have an idea, if you're good at something and you want to make it into a business, I say go for it. So thank you for joining us, and tomorrow come back at 10 a.m. We're going to be talking about the stock market, so we can't wait to have you come join us. See you tomorrow.